seen from my posts that we're doing the Too Faced Teddy Bear, and I think it's still so underrated. It's definitely a palette that's been out for a couple of years. It's from Too Faced, but it is such an underrated palette now. I know people say that it's smaller than the other Too Faced palettes, but it's got a mirror, smells like chocolate, so that's always a good thing. But look at the colors, guys. Really beautiful colors. So certainly for summer, that would be perfect. Um, we're going to start off with the skincare. I've got everything here. So if you know I am moving, so I've got this little black box here that I will take a picture of afterwards and just put it up so you can see what I'm actually working with here. And I've had really good advice from various people online and about you know, when I do get my new setup, what I should get. So thank you for the love hearts. So yeah, the Too Faced Teddy Bear palette I think is really underrated. I know it's been out a long time, but just take a look at those colors, guys. I will do swatches later. I think I've done maybe 2 looks over the years of having it. I sprayed a lot. There is a mirror, but I won't blind you guys. But just look at those, guys. The smell of chocolate actually wafting out of it is a little bit crazy, but look at the glitters and the shimmers. Just really nice. So we're going to do that. We're going to kind of look at doing kind of really nice summer looks over the summer. We'll do a vlog closer to the time where I'm moving out and things like that. But I am going to do my skincare with you as well. Let me know when you're on, guys. And if not, don't worry. I know there was a lady the other day saying that she does watch, but she's kind of doesn't like to comment, and I totally understand that. I do go on to various other people's channels, and sometimes if I see something that I'll listen to their conversation, and sometimes I don't want to comment essentially. But I'm really glad you guys are here, so I completely understand that. Got my little mirror today. I've lost my other curler, so I found the one I used to use in makeup artistry. So this is actually the lash curler I used to use when I did makeup artistry. I found it in my old kit. So it's from my student days. But this is it. This is what we're going to be using today. I don't know what I did at my studio, London. Jay, hello. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for the love hearts. So we're going to be using this today. So this is a makeup tutorial today, guys. We're going to be doing foundation, eyeshadow, very summery. You're doing fantastic. That's good to know. Now I'm just letting that set in. So if you're wondering what this is the Superdrugs goji berry extract from its grapefruit. So that's what that looks like. So there is a scent, like a citrus scent, but it's not very strong. So if you're somebody who doesn't like citrus scents, you know, it doesn't last very long, but anything gel or water-based is amazing for your skin during the summer as well. The next thing we're going to use is the L'Oreal Revitalift, and this is the Hyaluronic Replumping Water Cream. Amazing again, guys, because you're pumping all that water back into your skin. Hydrate as well, so I would recommend drinking a lot of water. I think we're not used to the weather in the UK being so hot, so we have naturally been kind of drinking a lot of water. But this is the great thing about this, guys, is that if you pump it once, there's no product wastage because it only pumps out the amount that you need. So it's amazing, guys, honestly. And it's a water cream with kind of hyaluronic acid in it, which is always really good too. So we're just gonna... Hi, Oka Dots. Thank you for joining. I hope you're all well, guys. Really full on week ahead for me. If you don't know what I do, I'm a support worker. I work with Down syndrome young adults and autistic young adults in assisted living. So that's what I do for them. In my free time, I used to do qualified makeup artistry, and now I really focus on YouTube. So I also have been requested to do like mental health videos as well, which I've popped on my channel. So definitely take a look, guys. The lives for me are definitely about the makeup, but I always say at the beginning of every live, it's definitely to interact with you guys, especially the ones that have been subscribed, so they can kind of get to know me more. But then obviously people who don't know about my channel then get to have a look and see if they like it too. You can always check that out. So okay, and anything that you have left over, you just kind of bring down the neck. But again, guys, if you're looking for something, and I do want to say, guys, this isn't just for women, this can be for men too. It literally is hyaluronic acid, so it's just replumping your skin. And it's got it's a water-based cream too. So the only thing that I'm not going to do, guys, is put on the SPF because it is 8:30, probably more close to 9 now in the UK, and I'm not going to be going out. But I always say this, I would highly recommend doing your sun protection factor minimum 30, I would say. So what we're going to do is have a look at the primer. So everything here is, hopefully I put where we need it to be. Yes, W7. So W7 are a really good brand, like a budget brand. They kind of dupe a lot of Smashbox. So this is the W7 Prime Magic, and it's the camera ready primer, and the green is for color correction, so anti-redness. So as you can see, I naturally do have redness in my skin. So what I'm going to do is just pop this here. You can get the clear one too, and you can also get the purple one. But the clear one will really just correct any redness. No, I'm not a doctor. Car think I'm not a doctor, no. So what I'm going to do now is just put that. Oh, you don't need a lot. Little goes a long way. So what we're going to do now is kind of let that set in. And this is something that's been out for a while, guys. It's SPF 30. It's very gentle. It's from NYX. Are you a native Brit? Why is your accent so different? I'm not from UK. I live in the UK, but I'm actually from Ireland. I'm from Dublin. So no, I'm not British. How long have you studied to become a doctor? Cyberpunk. I'm not a doctor. Sorry, I don't know how somebody. I don't know, guys. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I said I was in qualified makeup artistry, and then also I was a support worker. So I help people with Down syndrome and autism. So it's more like helping them in their assisted living. So I'm not a doctor. No, I do get trained on certain things that I need to medically, but I'm certainly not a doctor. No. But thank you for asking. Navag, Rayday. Sorry, I don't understand that. Shambo, she's an Irish lass. Yes. My family are originally from Wexford, but they went down. I was born in Dublin, and now they're back in Wexford. So yeah. So I'm just gonna pop this. So this is NYX Professional Makeup Buttermilk Glaze, and it's a soft glow skin tint, but it has SPF 30. And mine is in vanilla bean butter, and they have 10 shades. But if you saw last night's live, I used the Revolution, and somebody was saying that it's really hard for them to find their shade. What's the purpose of life according to you? Well, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I wish I knew. Honestly, guys, that is a really amazing question. Really, really amazing question, because I think I'm still trying to figure that out too. Hi, Alfie. How are you? How can doctors work for Down syndromes if they get sick? Well, they still go to hospital just like everyone else, but they tend to have a lot of breathing issues because their nasal cavities are a lot smaller because of their face. They tend to have kind of smaller ears, so some of them are very deaf. So they've got really various kind of, towards kind of the neurological side, they have more issues than we would. So now they still go to the hospital just like we would, but the specialized doctors they would have to see. So that's kind of in that sense. But hi, Alfie. Jackwood, hi. Tassos, hi. Yeah, yesterday was a pretty bad day. It was a little bit crazy, but yeah, I'm trying to get, spent most of the day trying to kind of just focus on different things. But Tassos, yesterday was probably one of the most stressful days I've had. Karthik, you've tried too many makeup products. Well, it depends on your kind of thoughts on makeup. I'd like to review makeup. This is a makeup channel. Some people like gaming channel. So Alfie, you've changed your name to, I do recognize your Alfie 2016. I do recognize your photo. Karthik, looks like they did their job. Okay. Oh, I see. Are you more qualified doctor, or is there a higher ranking than you? No, I'm not a doctor. I'm a support worker, so I help them in their home. I'm not a doctor. I bring them to the hospital and things like that, and I speak to consultants, but I'm not a doctor. Your eyebrows are totally gone. Okay. If you don't want to be here, Karthik, that's absolutely fine. Everybody has different facial features. If you don't, that's just how it is. Are you from Mexico? No, I'm from Ireland. Reggie Gate and Navig. Why are people so obsessed with outer beauty when our body is not mortal? No, I agree with some of that actually. There is a lot of people that are super obsessed that gets plastic surgery and get. I just like to kind of improve myself, um, kind of get my own confidence. But no, I don't. I don't agree with kind of plastic surgery or things like that. But again, that's everybody's choice. I wouldn't judge somebody if they decided to do that. So what I'm going to do is go in with the foundation brush, and I'm using Real Techniques. Um, no, I'm not, Karthik. Okay, so what we're going to do is use the Real Techniques foundation brush. But Tassos, it's nice to see you back in here. I always enjoy when we chat. Um, I'm not taking it personally, don't worry. Um, the most challenging thing to diagnose. Yes, hi, I changed my YouTube and account name to Alfie 2016. Okay, that's absolutely fine. I do remember you. Um, just asking in general, don't take personally. What were you asking? Sorry. Oh no, I'm not taking it personally. That's what I said. Everybody has their own kind of idea of beauty. But I think it's a good question. Some people feel different ways about it. No, yeah, I'm not saying that it's not a. I didn't take it personally at all. Um, um, Coal burns. What's the most challenging thing to diagnose? I think it can be. Obviously, that would be a doctor's perspective. For me, just going by my experience, um, anything neurological is very hard to diagnose because it could be so many things, and that's just coming from doctors telling me when I've been there. So, but I'm not an expert. I don't know what the most challenging thing would be to diagnose, but I'd imagine anything neurological that's affecting people's behavior, you're not going to know what it is straight away until you do tests. But that would just be me. I'm not a qualified doctor or anything like that. So that's what it is, guys. Now it's so don't if you're thinking, okay, that hasn't really made a massive difference. It's because it's a skin tint. It does have SPF 30, but it's not a medium or heavy foundation. So, and you can always tell, guys, your skin type and your foundation color by the neck. So if it blends in really well, that's when you know you've got your match. So this is it does have SPF 30. It's vanilla bean butter. Um, so we're going to go in now. I think I'll go in one more time just around the T-zone, and then we're going to go in with our concealer. But this eyeshadow palette, guys, is really beautiful. It's really versatile. It's not the most newest thing from Too Faced, but it's very, very pretty. You can get many looks out of it. I'm just going to catch up with the comments. Is it true that some makeup products are edible? I don't know. I don't know that. I haven't ever heard of that. No. Yes, if you're really hungry. Tassos, yes, if you're really hungry. Okay, I don't know. Did I miss something? Crabmaster, you're very down to earth for a doctor. Most are very posh and snobby. I'm not actually a doctor, guys. I'm a support worker, so I help. Gibraltar, do you like BH Cosmetics? It's super cheap. Yes, I do. I love BH Cosmetics. I think they have really good eyeshadow palettes as well, and brushes. They actually do really good brushes. So that's it. I'm going to go in again before we use our color corrector, because I can see I do have a little bit of redness. Sorry, Tassos, I didn't understand what you mean. If you're talking about edible makeup, I guess you could. I've never heard of edible makeup. I get what you mean now. I guess if you're really hungry, that's people's preference. But no, I've never personally heard of edible makeup. But I'm sure it's out there. Okay. Some makeup products have honey in them. I know a lot of skincare products have honey and aloe vera. But yes, Gibraltar, BH Cosmetics are amazing. I haven't had some of their makeup products in a very, very long time. So now we've just gone over again. All I'm going to do is go in with the color corrector. So you can see, guys, it hasn't made like a huge difference. Basically, it's just evened out the color. It's a skin tint, so it's not a heavy foundation, but it still has SPF 30. John Jones, do you agree with testing makeup on animals? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I don't. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to now add in the multitasker better than filters before I go in with the color corrector. Now I think I did get the lightest shade. I think I should have gone in a little bit darker. I should have gone in for the medium. This is a primer, highlighter, and a glow booster. We're going to be using that as a glow booster today. Mine is in 001 Fair. I probably should have gone in with the medium because I'm more of a medium than a fair. John Jonas, what if it's makeup for animals? I don't think there is makeup for animals. I don't think there should be makeup for animals. Um, is it still too damn hot up there? It's cooled down, Tassos. It's cooled down. I never thought I'd say I don't want to see the sun or feel the heat or anything like that, but we're not used to it. We don't have air conditioned apartments or houses. You would have to go and get your own separate air conditioning unit. But yeah. But yeah, no, I'm glad it's getting cooler. I'm so happy about that. So I'm just gonna kind of, and all I'm using this for is a glow booster. So we've put our primer on already, but I'm just trying to get a little bit more of a glowy, healthy look. I haven't been very well this week. So I'm trying to just get the color back in my skin, basically. Okay, so now what we're going to do, you see it hasn't made a huge difference, but you can see it's given a bit of a glow, which is exactly what it says that it does. So what we're going to do now is go in with a color corrector, and this is from Maybelline. Gibraltar, I'll check out their eyeshadow. Ordered the chapstick with vitamin E and C. It's really good. I haven't ever seen their chapsticks before. But BH Cosmetics are so underrated, I think, because they were out originally, when MAC came out, they used to dupe a lot of MAC, which, nobody usually, I don't think MAC gets as much, MAC Mate is basically a makeup brand, if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about. In the 90s, they were like the ones that everybody went to. And now I think they're struggling to kind of keep up. I don't hear enough about, I don't really, and I'm on TikTok. I'm relatively new to TikTok, and I found MAC in Covent Garden, which is their London shop, and they do try to kind of keep up with the trends, but I have noticed that they are still kind of quite stuck in some of their ways with their colors and their things like that. But yeah, MAC are kind of so, I mean, they were one of the first, I think, makeup brands I heard of, and then it was obviously the more kind of affordable brands, I guess, would be Rimmel, L'Oreal, those kind of things. Although saying that, L'Oreal are getting a little bit more high end now. Fury, my dog wears makeup. He had a mustache also. Okay. Maison122 Soleil said hi. Hi, Maison. Gibraltar. Oh, cool. I didn't know they have been around for that long. Yes, sorry, guys. I was making sure I just caught up with everyone. So, yeah, I mean, I remember their foundations. Their foundation was like, the body foundation when they came out with that. That was amazing. You could just use it all over your body. And that was really, really good. So now all I did with that, guys, is it's called a color corrector. So I'm going to go in with a separate concealer, and a color corrector just really just fixes and kind of balances out your face before you go in with concealer. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the same foundation brush. I'm going to be really gentle because it's the eye. I'm just looking in a mirror here, guys. I hope everyone's well, guys. I hope everyone's Monday went well. A strange smell. Yes, I am. Yeah. Sorry, I was responding to a comment. That sounds weird because it's just their name, their username. Okay. Right, so basically now we're ready to go in with our concealer, which is e.l.f. and it's their hydrating concealer. You can get their camo concealer, which is just normal, but my skin is going through a dry phase. So we're going in with the e.l.f. camo concealer. But the smell of this eyeshadow palette, guys, is just of chocolate, and it just, honestly, it smells amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna, you don't need a lot. This is e.l.f. e.l.f. again are a really good brand. You can certainly save some money. Although I will say I've got their setting mist, and it's quite expensive at the minute. I got it on a discount, but I think it's like 11 or 12 pounds for e.l.f. That's quite expensive for a setting mist. But I think obviously when something comes out that's really new, they do tend to kind of charge a little bit more. I had a Superdrugs point card, so that's how I got it for like £7. But I'll show it to you now. Actually, we're going to use it today. But this is it. It's their newest setting spray. It's Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. It says shockingly fine mist, major makeup hold. So no, it's really, really good. But I think it's about £12. And for e.l.f., that's quite, I think, quite expensive. But I got it on a discount because I had points on a Superdrug card. So that was quite good. So what I'm going to do is two things. I'm just going to warm up the concealer before we go in with a brush. A little goes a long way. You can see how little I put on, guys, and how much you get. So be super careful with this, because you can see. So once we go in with the brush, it'll look really, really much more different, and it won't affect anything we've done. So what we're going to do now is, I know it looks really unusual, we're going to go in with the same brush. So this has really been efficient because we've only used the same brush I'm going to be super, super careful because where we put the on the eye, we don't want to disturb naturally the under eye. So we just want it to look natural, but we certainly don't want to put the product anywhere we don't usually or anywhere that you wouldn't naturally have that color on your face. So I'm doing the same, and I'm really going gentle. I purposely kind of warmed it up with my skin or with my fingers because I didn't want to kind of drag the skin in any way, so that when you look back, you can kind of just see the areas naturally. And then we will set that with powder as well. Fortress Harvest. I like your concealer placement, good coverage, and natural highlight. Yeah, it is to make things look natural. And if you're somebody who, like me, I'm quite self-aware of my skin. I know I've got redness and I have kind of undertones here of like blue, which you can get. I have had it since I was a child. And redness is just something I've always, when I was younger, I really, really suffered with acne, and now it's gone to dry skin and redness and things like that. So it just color corrects and balances everything out, I think. Okay, so we're just going to make sure that's all popped in. Addie Marie, you're so pretty. Thank you. Up the Dubs, yes. Rugby was playing on Saturday. My friends were there. They sent me pictures. Rugby was in Dublin on Saturday, basically playing. All Ireland finals were playing. I still haven't gone to a rugby match in Dublin, and I do want to. Yeah, so yeah, rugby match is one of my things I want to go to. I know the Lionesses are huge over here, but I'm from Ireland, and it's great that women are playing football. I think that's amazing, and they won. But for me, I'm a huge rugby fan. So, Addie, I love your accent. Where are you from? Where were you born? I was born in Dublin in Ireland. But thank you for asking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just set this base now. So we're going to use two powders. We're going to go in with Rimmel. Raheel, hello. Hello, Raheel. Thank you for joining. We're going to go in with two powders. This is really, I'm hitting pan on this. And if anybody doesn't know what that means, it basically just means using up that product before you get another one. And we are certainly using this up. So this is just the Rimmel 001 Transparent. And then I'm going to go in under the eyes with the Revolution Super Matte Fix, no flashback, Rose baking powder. So that's just going to be under the eyes. Fury, Mr. Rugby, see the results on the GAA as well. Fair play to Kerry, yes. Raheel, so beautiful makeup, thank you. Fury, I was gutted when Tyrone were put out. Do you generally go to the rugby matches, or have you been in them before? I always get feedback from friends about how it's gone. Raheel, yeah. Tassos, do you feel foreign at all in England, or is it practically the same culture? No, it's not, and I do feel really foreign. I have to say that I think people, kind of, particularly Americans, and I have family in America, so this isn't anything, I don't want to say this isn't anything judgmental, but because Ireland and England are so close in terms of the countries, a lot of them think that we're the same country, and there's a hugely different cultures, I feel, in Ireland and England. But I mean, England have been very, very welcoming, in most respects. But yeah, I do. I when I come home and I fly back home, I definitely feel like, okay, yeah, I'm home. I appreciate being here and I appreciate the job I have and everything else, but I definitely do feel like there is in certain instances and certain examples, there is a culture clash, I think. But it's not as bad as it used to be. But there is in certain situations, I find. Sandra, looking for something to get rid of wrinkles and lift up under eyes. Start with patches, under eye aloe vera patches. You can get a pack of 10 on Amazon. You put them in the fridge. The aloe vera, they all peel off one another, so they're like gel. Put them in the fridge, put them under your eyes, lie back for about 10 to 15 minutes. And it really helps. You can get vitamin C enriched Garnier, and they're the face masks, but particularly for the eyes. And again, using that serum and massaging it upwards after you've finished it, Sandra, is amazing because you just feel so refreshed. Now for wrinkles, I think things like there's a lot of retinol infused that Elizabeth Arden do, and that's the higher end, but they do retinol infused creams that are specifically, again, targeting the areas for the eyes. So that would be something for the wrinkle side of things. But definitely I would say any kind of face product, if it's a mask, pop it in the fridge, because it's just gonna give that skin, extra kind of care and calming as well. Fury, I've not been to the finals in a few years. Always brilliant though. Yeah, I've never been myself. I've always caught up on TV and stuff, even at home. I've had friends that have gone. Um, Fury, I'm from the north and full Irish. Yes, yeah, there's a divide there. Not as bad as it was, but there is a divide, isn't there? It has improved a lot, but yeah, over here you can kind of depends what who I kind of speak to. I've relatively, I would say, I've been welcomed. But again, there's been, when I first came, it was very different to where I am now. But yeah, I think everybody probably finds that when they move to a different country. So what we're going to do now is just pop on this, what's remaining. I think I am going to have to get a new one next week. This is the Rimmel 001 Transparent. It's just going to lock everything in, and then we're going to go in under the eyes only with the Rose Baking Powder from Revolution, and it's no flashback, super matte fix. So we're going to do that. I'm getting dark circles under my eyes. Could you recommend me a product? I've never used an eye cream before. I've got a product here, and I use it every night and every morning, and it's caffeine infused. So caffeine infused is going to really help with dark circles. It's going to bring back that color to your skin. It's going to wake you up. I would say get sleep as well and hydrate. But if you're looking for a product, I use this every morning and night. This is the Inky List Caffeine Eye Cream. Helps reduce the appearance of dark eyes and tired looking eyes. And this is the Inky List, which are really, really good. Gibraltar, really good. Very budget friendly too. They're a very, very good company. They do a lot of creams. They do a lot of kind of overnight masks, but this is very popular. I think it went viral a couple of months ago. You get 115 mils, and I think this was £11 on Cult Beauty. But it says help reduce the appearance of tired eyes and dark circles. But definitely, I would take a look at that one for sure. Gibraltar, you're welcome. Okay, so what we're going to do is just get my brush, oh guys, I'm still tired. My blender brush to blend everything out. This is the Big Bertha. It's probably the biggest brush I have, and I just use it for powder. Haven't been feeling too good the last while. Just kind of a dizziness. I'm going to be tested shortly for something called an underactive thyroid. So that should be interesting. Just very tired, kind of feeling faint at different points. So we'll see what the doctor says. It's really hard, I find, in the UK to get a doctor appointment. So I find like the receptionist will ask, okay, so what's wrong? And then you have to almost explain everything. And then they say, okay, well, we'll get the doctor to phone you. And then if the doctor feels like you need to be seen, then he'll tell you. So it's so hard, guys, to actually get someone to be, to see you. So it's just crazy. K-pop fan 143. Hi, I'm new. Hi, K-pop. Thank you for joining. I primarily do makeup tutorials, but I also do mental health videos, longer form content as well. So you can always take a look at that. But I appreciate you coming into the stream today, or tonight, wherever it is. The UK at the minute is probably closer to 9 o'clock now. So all we've done is just set that base. What I'm going to do with I'm going to use the Rose baking powder just for under the eyes. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to just pop it into the top here. I got this in Superdrug, but it's available on Amazon, Boots, most places have it. It's just Revolution. That's what it looks like. But you haven't called in sick yet. You're capable of work. I haven't called in sick because the really odd thing is we get paid for holiday pay, but we don't get paid for sick pay. So I know some companies are totally different. I don't know if it's just our company, but if I've got holiday, for example, because I'm moving, I've taken some holiday days basically to move. But if you're sick, you don't get sick pay. So no, I haven't. I'm trying my hardest. But if it gets to the point, where, I do feel I should probably take sick pay, but you don't get paid for it, unfortunately. So that's probably the basis of the reason I haven't. But Gibraltar, do you have Zalando in Ireland? I don't know what that means. Sorry, Gibraltar. Zalando? But yeah, Tassos, that was the main reason why I haven't so far. And I've just used an eyeshadow brush for my under eyes. I'm not there, guys, am I? Because right in front of me, I have my triangle puff that you got with it. So there you go, guys. At least it was a clean eyeshadow brush. So basically, this used to come with it. I don't think it comes with it anymore. This is the Revolution pink base eyeshadow puff, baking powder puff, and you usually just pop it in like this. Thank God that was a clean one, guys. And basically the shape of it really fits the under eye, and it sets any concealer. It's really good. If you see the difference over this side, it really is good. And then obviously on top of your setting spray, it's just really gonna help your eye keep that makeup on. So no, Gibraltar, I don't know what Zalando is, but if you explain it, I could probably figure it out and tell you. So you can see just a little bit better difference there. It's kind of set everything, and it looks a bit more kind of even, the even skin tone. So what we're going to do is just pop it a bit more in, use the triangle puff this time, and go on the other side. But it's great to see you guys. I do love these lives because I do like chatting to you guys. It's really a really fun part of doing this. I will always do my longer form content, but I was actually requested in February to start doing lives by subscribers. So that was something, and I never actually even looked at lives before being requested to do it. So since then I've been talking to really nice people. We do get now and then, as we've seen, we do get some people in that we don't expect, but I think that happens in life as well. So, but no, if you tell me what Zalando is, I can certainly Gibraltar answer the question. So that's just it. It's all, and if you're wondering why I went around, anything extra I just put in the T-zone, because that's where I start to lose makeup, is the kind of T-zone where I start to. So what we're going to do now is go in with our bronzer. I'm just going to pop this back on. So that was the Revolution No Flashback Super Matte Fix. Cold burns. So if you get sick, do you still call a doctor or do you diagnose yourself? A lot of the time, based on the NHS recently, and I will say the NHS are great, and basically it's a free health service, national health service it's called over in the UK. I would still call a doctor, but the receptionist then decides whether the doctor needs to call you. So you have to tell the receptionist everything. And then if the doctor calls you, they then decide if they need to see you face to face. And it used to be that way at all. You used to be able to just call and get an appointment. So you almost have to explain yourself 3 or 4 times just to get seen. So it's just, so because I wasn't very well last week, I ended up in hospital, and they were the ones that said, due to your kind of symptoms, it sounds like it could possibly be an underactive thyroid, but definitely go to your doctor before we diagnose anything. And so it's getting the doctor appointment that's the issue. So yeah, but no, I think some people might actually get to the point, cold burns, where they get so frustrated they might diagnose themselves. I've never tried that. I've never gotten that far. I hope I never have to do that. But no, I'm in the middle of attempting to get a doctor's appointment. So what we're going to do is do our bronzer. What am I using for bronzer? I brought everything in today. Huda Beauty, and this is the Glow Wish by Huda Beauty in Radiant, and it's 003 soft radiant bronzing powder, and it's tan light, but I think medium color could definitely get away. Light to medium skin tones, I feel, could definitely get away with this. But do let me know, guys, how you're getting on. I'm aware that sometimes I come on and we talk about me a lot, which is not always my primary focus. I love finding out how you guys are, things like that. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's very similar to I always find it's very similar looking to Laura Geller, because it's kind of got a marble effect. And all of Laura Geller's makeup is baked. Whoa, so what if you... Cold burns, whoa, so what if you disagree with the diagnosis? Do you just write your own prescription? No, you can't write your own prescription. You then have to get a second opinion. So if you feel like the doctor is just trying to like fob you off, or which means for me, or in Ireland, in England, what that means is like, just, you know, they're just giving you an answer just to give you an answer and get on to the next patient. You have to get if you disagree, cold burns, you have to get a second opinion, which then can be another challenge and everything else. Gibraltar, the receptionist always tells me to take ibuprofen and call back in a couple of days if I don't feel better. Yeah, yes. I mean, and I mean, it's very surprising because, I mean, you could be telling them something that's quite serious and then they give you like, oh, take pain relief. So I really feel for you, Gibraltar, I really do. Tassos, medical question. Do you think some paracetamol helps to take the edge off if you're agitated? Agitated, I don't know. Ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory, so that will cool you down. Paracetamol will take care of pain. You can actually take them both together. I would only suggest that if you're in a lot of pain. So ibuprofen is or Nurofen, as they say, is an anti-inflammatory. Paracetamol or Solpadeine has codeine in it, and that's more the pain relief. So if you're feeling really ill, you can take them both, and that should kind of work on the temperature with the Nurofen, any inflammatory, and then the Solpadeine or paracetamol will help with the pain. So, but that would only be in circumstances where you really do feel. I don't know if agitated. I don't know if I would take pain relief if I was agitated. Maybe, do you mean like a headache, Tassos, or something like that? Um, I don't think if I was agitated, I'd necessarily take pain relief, but maybe look at something like Camade. Camade is quite good. You can get that in the pharmacy. You can either get it as a spray to put in your mouth, or you can get it as a tablet. And basically that is for feeling, if you're feeling anxious, if you have any anxiety, it's called Camade. It comes in various strengths, and you can actually, there's a spray in your there's a spray you can get that really is more kind of, hits your system quicker, or you can get the tablet, which then kind of dissolves naturally, but it basically just calms you down slowly. Usually take it at night, or if you've got the day free, or if you're at home, and it just calms your body down a little bit. That's in pharmacies as well. But if you are feeling agitated, if you can, where you are, Tassos, you might be able to get a GP appointment or a doctor's appointment quicker than we can here. But that is something like Camade is very good, and it doesn't affect. I would check if you're on medication, but for me, I know, and I'm on a couple of medications, just for various illnesses. Nothing too, crazy. But and when I say crazy, I mean complicated. I don't mean crazy. I would just check that you can take it. Camade is natural as well, so it should. What I'm trying to say there is it should kind of not interact with anything you're taking, basically. So I'm just going to use this mirror. Coleman, that's interesting. What if you feel you're more qualified than your normal GP? I think a lot of people feel that, and they're just not getting the right answers. I think as well, because when it's your own body and you're feeling something and you're explaining what you feel, and then somebody else, even if they are a GP or a doctor, is trying to diagnose, the only person that's really going to feel it, that may not have the degree, is you. And so it's really hard to sometimes get that across to a doctor. But yeah, I can understand that you feel that sometimes, that you are more qualified because of, again, you're the person going through it. Albert's official, hello. Hello, Albert's official. Thank you for joining. But I think in the NHS, guys, maybe in other countries, I know Ireland is privatised, because my mum has just gone through, getting a cancerous lump removed, and the cancer was found. Thankfully, she's fine. The cancer was found in February. She didn't get her appointment, I think, until June, and she's just been seen and removed. And what we're in now, we're almost July, August time. So yeah, it does take a while. I know America is privatized, so I'm not sure about where you might be coming from, Tassos. I know you're not in the UK or Ireland or the States, so I'm not sure what kind of medical side you would have. Did you see Mike Tyson just died? Melvin, no, I didn't. Oh my God, that's awful. I know the Hulk and Ozzy Osbourne died last week, which was the Hulk I remember from being in my childhood. I don't know why, but apparently my mum used to say when you were 2 and 3 and 4, you absolutely just loved. You would sit and just watch him, Mike Tyson. That's all. Oh, that's really well. He's kind of. How old was he? Gosh, I mean, he must have been only in his 60s, was he, Mike Tyson? I know he. I know. The Hulk was Hulk Hogan. Is who I mean when I say that. He was in his 70s, and I know Ozzy Osbourne was in his late 70s, but I thought Mike Tyson was a bit younger. Oh, that's really sad, isn't it? It's like they always say things come in threes. It's crazy. Well, that must be sad for his family. Gibraltar, there are not enough GPs. They're overworked, so people self-medicate because they don't have time to bond or trust their doctors. No, in my opinion, you can't trust your doctor, because what I find is that even if they help you in one session or one, they then don't follow up where they used to. So that's something that I've found, is that they might help you with one, um, and then you expect them to kind of follow up with that. And then if you don't call, no matter how serious it is, they don't have, where doctors used to always follow up, there is no follow up. But that's just personally what I found. And I know I do agree with you, Gibraltar, because last week the student doctors protested, didn't they? Because they said they weren't getting paid enough for what they were doing and the hours they were putting in. So I'm sure there's more to it. I'm sure that they feel that they're not getting paid enough. And that's why you don't get as many GP appointments now, because essentially there isn't um, enough doctors out there. I mean, I've been in appointments, guys, where there's been a trainee as well. And it's not been a fully qualified doctor. So that goes to show, how things are changing. Tassos, thank you for the answer. You're welcome, Tassos. I always, enjoy, helping people out, but also kind of, if there's anything you want to talk about. Albert's official. What happened? Have you got anxiety or something? I'm a doctor. Oh, we've got a doctor here now, guys. Wow. Albert, we've just been talking about how hard it is to find a doctor, and get answers from doctors and appointments and things like that. So it's great to have a GP here. Gibraltar, no, he almost died. Mike Tyson isn't dead. Oh, okay. What happened to him? Oh, so he's not dead then. Yeah, I thought he was he mid-60s? Yeah, I thought that. So he's not dead. Okay, well, that's good. Didn't Will... No, I'm thinking of Muhammad Ali. I'm thinking that because Will Smith played him in a movie. Mike Tyson's a completely different... Yes, sorry, guys. I'm going through all the people in my head at the minute. Well, that's really good, though. Melvin, his mid-60s, I think it was something to do with a crash just passed earlier. So maybe... Okay, Tassos, thank God he's still alive. That would be too much for just a week's time. Yeah, 3 in a row. You had Ozzy Osbourne and most recently Hulk Hogan, which was really a shock to me. Paul, yeah, it was a freak plane crash. I think they tried flying through a storm. So has he died then, guys? Some people here are saying in the comments that he hasn't, and some are saying he has. Well, that's awful, a freak plane crash. Oh my goodness, his poor family. And that, can you just imagine, guys, the thoughts in their mind, they know there's nothing. That's always kind of because I go back, I would say I'm a frequent flyer, but I'm a nervous flyer. Paul, 67, rest in peace, Mike Tyson. So has he, okay, so I haven't got a laptop or anything here, guys, and I'm on my phone, so I can't check. Lulu, hello, ma'am. Hi, thank you for joining. So we don't know. Yes, Gibraltar, I'm so confused. So some people are saying, Gibraltar, that Mike Tyson has died, and some people are saying that he hasn't, but he's hurt, but that he was in a plane crash. So that's what we're talking about at the minute. I'm a bit confused. Maybe he has just recently died, and earlier on, maybe he was alive. I don't know. Maybe that's where people are getting their information. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, so great to see you too, Jennifer. Well, actually, I've had this palette for years. It's certainly not new. I will say that. And it's one of their smaller ones. I will say that, guys. Everyone on YouTube said it was one of their smaller ones. It certainly is. You've got a mirror, but I won't blind you guys. It smells like chocolate, just so you know. But look at the colors. Oh my gosh. Now, it is the smaller palette, but like the colors go a long way. Too Faced eyeshadow palettes, their actual formula is really good. So you are going to get a lot of wear out of these colors. They're beautiful, guys. Perfect for summer, but you could certainly bring this into autumn, winter as well. And again, if you're on a diet or you're trying to lose weight, this is going to just make you think of chocolate. So just be aware of that. But the colors are gorgeous, and it has a little teddy bear there. So yeah, this is about 3 years old, but I spray it continuously. I think I can always show you guys what I use, but it's in my little bag. Albert's official, by the way, where are you from? I'm from Dublin in Ireland. Montana, yes, I've just heard the sad news as well. I had the pleasure of sparring with Mike in the 80s. So he has passed away. Wow, that must have been... So you've met him, Montana. Wow. So he must have passed away, guys. Maybe he didn't. So maybe people that commented maybe checked earlier on and he hadn't passed away, and maybe now he has. That's such a shame. I think we're we're losing so many people that we all grew up with, like Mike, Mike Tyson, but then you've got Hulk Hogan for me. Oh my goodness. And then Ozzy Osbourne, I appreciate he's kind of probably a generation before that, but oh my God, guys, it's just crazy. Um, but Jennifer, it's so pretty. It is. It's really, really pretty. Um, really lovely. So Tassos has said, he's 59, not mid 50s, guys. There, and he's just said, guys, there's nothing on the internet about this. And I think what he means is there's nothing saying that Mike Tyson has died. So I'm not sure, guys. Tassos has just checked basically, and there's nothing online to say that he's actually passed away. So I'm not sure. Albert's official. Do you know Westlife? I don't know them. I don't know them personally, but yes, I've seen them in concerts when I was younger. I was kind of a Boyzone Westlife person. Um, Jennifer, my family are from County Clare, but I was raised in Canada. Wow, I've always wanted to go to Canada. It sounds amazing. That's always just looks beautiful anytime I see anyone there. Montana, yes, in a plane crash, they said. I traveled to Catsfield Boxing Club, so you've met him. Wow. Rashari Luli, hello, I'm watching you from India. Hello. Gibraltar has said that she can't find it either, guys. So I don't know if somebody's been misinformed. They have actually specifically said it was a plane crash, so that sounds like a story might be out that's not true. Um, we'll find out, guys, I guess, by the end of the evening when we all go off and online and things like that. Jennifer O'Gorman, I live in Egypt now. Wow, that's, oh my goodness. How long have you lived in Egypt, Jennifer? That's a huge change. Wow, I mean, I say that I'm in the UK and you're in Egypt. Wow. We're both from Ireland, but from different, we're certainly on different sides of the world, but wow, amazing. Um, Jennifer, it's so bloody hot right now. I can imagine in Egypt it is. We're complaining about 28 degrees here, and you probably have double that every day. So I'm going to move on to the blush now. So we just used the Huda Beauty Glow Wish. Again, guys, even though this is smaller, it does come with a mirror. It's perfectly travel friendly, and it's got a gorgeous little teddy bear. And again, it does smell like chocolate. So what I'm going to do, and if I sound nasally, I think I'm just coming down with something, guys. I wanted to use, this is the She Glam, and it's their birthday cake blush. Off and on for 17 years. Wow, so do you travel back to Ireland a lot? Have you got a partner there or family there, or you could work there? Big Jerome from The Hood, they just announced Kenny Rogers is dead. Kenny, okay, this is a bit crazy, guys. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Kenny Rogers. So what I'm going to do is, this is basically birthday cake from She Glam, which is Sheen. And they are like an online, they do homeware, they do clothing, their makeup section is called She Glam, and this is what it looks like. We're going to swatch it because it's super strong, but it's called birthday cake. It smells like vanilla. So I'm just going to look in a mirror, guys, because it's extremely strong. So you do get, I know you're thinking it probably looks quite small, but a little goes a long way with this product. So all I'm going to do is look in probably a smaller mirror if I can find one. And we're just gonna play. I'm just looking in a very small mirror, guys, because if you don't mind, may I know your age? Gibraltar, don't be a troll. Is that the person saying Kenny Rogers died? Yeah, okay. Kate Tabor, hello. Hi, Kate. How are you today? Thank you for joining. So today we are looking at the eyeshadow palette, the Too Faced Teddy Bear eyeshadow palette. Really pretty. I was saying there's a scent of chocolate, so that's something to be aware of. And this is the She Glam birthday cake, and it has a smell of vanilla. But I always like makeup products that have that smell. So I'm going to be really careful where I apply this, because you'll see very soon. Kate Tabor, great, thanks, love watching you. Thank you. I love when you guys come on. Gibraltar, he sang Island in the Stream with Dolly Parton. I love that song too. Oh my goodness. So has he died, or somebody just said don't be a troll? So who's being a troll, Jen? That's what I was wondering, Jennifer. The only thing I can think of is somebody just said Kenny Rogers died, and then I'm not sure. Or do they mean that Mike Tyson hasn't died? I don't know, guys. I'll have to check because I don't have. Okay, Aaron Macaulay. I've just seen that he's dead too. Rest in peace. Gibraltar. No, he died in 2020. Okay, so maybe that person was kind of making a joke of the fact that we were talking about other people that have passed away today, and that's what that person meant by don't be a troll. That's the only thing I can think of, because if he died in 2020, Kenny Rogers, I mean, then obviously maybe that person was just making a point. But we are talking about somebody that passed away today, which is Mike Tyson, who apparently we're still trying to find out. But what I think happened is that people that said in the beginning, oh, he's still alive, maybe checked out earlier, and he might have still been alive, and now Mike Tyson has passed away because it's kind of gotten late. I'm not sure, but apparently there was a plane crash from what people are saying in the comments. But we won't know until obviously we all kind of go off the live, and maybe you guys can kind of check in the meantime. Aaron, I've just seen that he's dead too. Rest in peace. Kenny, another legend, and Gibraltar has said he died in 2020. Aaron Macaulay, he's just passed away today. Okay. I have a feeling he passed away a couple of years ago for some reason, but maybe not. I have the same feeling, Gibraltar. So this is just the cheeks brush, and all I'm going to do is I probably should have blended this in instead of chatting away, but that's what us Irish do. We talk and then we think about it afterwards. The only reason I say that is that this sticks to the skin quite quickly, which is good because you want it to stay, but then you want to have that fluid motion where it can actually move around the face a bit easier. So we're going to go in with the Big Bertha, and we're certainly going to blend that out because I think we got a little bit too strong there. That was me talking away, guys, which is what we do in Ireland. We talk and talk. Kate, hello, and drink. Yes, a lot of people do. I haven't actually. I'm not a very heavy drinker. Never really have been. If I'm with my friends, Sophie, or say other people, I will kind of, we do that kind of maybe wine in the house, that kind of thing. But when I was younger, of course, I certainly went through that phase with my friends for sure. So that's kind of what it is. And obviously I've calmed it down, guys, but you saw how strong it was when we first put it on. So that is the She Glam birthday cake blush, and that's it's a nice little thing because you see what the color is as well, and the kind of frosted bottle as well. Kate Tabor, pretty, thank you. So that's kind of what it is, a little bit kind of calmed down. Lakers soak, I can't believe what's happened to Mike, it's tragic. So was he in a plane crash? It wasn't natural causes? Oh gosh, guys, it's quite sad, isn't it? Because it's like somebody has this amazing life and then something like that happens. It's quite sad. Gibraltar, that's really pretty. It is, isn't it? Just make sure you don't let it set too long, because you saw it was really, really hard to move around the face, but that was my fault for talking as long as I did. Table Eater, yo. Hello, Table Eater. Jennifer, I've looked it up and I see nothing about his death. Is that Kenny or is that Mike? Table Eater, can I tell you about my life and what I've been through? Yes, of course. Okay, so I'm going to look in the mirror again, make sure it's level to the other side. We're going to put it in the other. So I'm going up the cheek. We're going to now really quickly try to kind of blend that quite quick, guys, because we saw what happened before. But this is, you don't need a lot, guys, so this is going to last you a long time. I don't think it was any more than £6, honestly, but it smells beautiful. It's vegan as well. Okay, and we might go in again with my blender brush. I find, like, some people say, why don't you use a sponge for blending in blush? I feel like a sponge takes a lot of the product away, personally, from the face. Brushes, very soft. Once you keep your brushes kind of very soft and clean, I think they do just as good a job. And then what you can do is what we did do is go in with another separate blender brush and then kind of calm down the color. And then you kind of get that look. But very, very pretty, guys. I think it could definitely take you from day to night. I'll just catch up on the comments. Jennifer, Mike. Okay, so so it's Mike. Lakers Zog. He was flying to Brazil for seminars and the plane went down in the Amazon. Oh my goodness. I think they're still trying to recover them. Gosh, that's awful, guys. Oh my goodness. Table eater. I was 5 and my parents died in a car accident. I was kidnapped at 7 and my brother killed himself when I was 10. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's awful. Sorry to hear that. Albert's official. I've got to go. See you on your next live. Until then, take care. Keep it, by the way. You're pretty without blush. Oh, thank you. See you soon. Smiggle. I've just heard about Mike. It's all over the news. Okay, so it's obviously happened, guys. We know that now. It's been confirmed. Kate Tabor, perfect. You have beautiful skin. Thank you. I think it looks like I do after I put all of this on. But sometimes I feel like when I wake up in the morning, it's definitely not what I want it to be. But thank you for that, Kate. So what we're going to do is do the brows and then we're going to set everything. And if you're somebody who's looked at me for a while, you know that I set everything twice. So what I do is once the brows are done, what I'll do is I'll go in with that e.l.f. Power Grip setting mist. We'll spray that all over the face. That'll set the base and then we'll go in with the eyes. So the last thing I'm going to do before that is go in with the brows. And this is the e.l.f. And it's their Holy Strokes Micro Fine Brow Pen. And you have to shake it, guys, because as I'll show you, it's kind of like a pen that does take a while to get the product on. I think they said he was fighting with the pilot. Oh my goodness. So, gee, okay. Oh my goodness, that doesn't sound very good, does it, guys? So it wasn't like not a natural accident, but it wasn't an accident in flight. It was a fight. That's really unfortunate. So I'm just going to pop this on. This is really natural. It's like a pen style, so it doesn't. I always say, guys, never put the color where there's no eyebrow, because then obviously that's just not a good look. And obviously, if anything gets on it throughout the day, it's going to come off and just look really, really strange. So always pop it where your eyebrows are, and then you can kind of flick it out like this to make it look a little bit more natural. So that's what we're doing. But guys, how sad is that? Oh my goodness. Melvin, it's crazy. I was hoping to see him in the heavyweights again for a last fight. God, isn't that just awful, guys? Oh my goodness. And if it is a fact, like you said, Smiggle, that it was the fact that he was fighting with somebody that caused the crash, then that's obviously really tragic, because, yeah, it's tragic anyway, but my goodness. Hi, Ratek. What kind of lighting are you in? I've got 2 lights to either side of me, and then there's a light on the top of my phone that I got off of TikTok. So what we're just gonna do is the other one. Yeah, you do need to shake it. I do want to get new lighting as well, guys, because I want it to be brighter. I want brighter lighting. So when I move and everything is settled down, I do plan on getting different lighting, because I want it to be brighter. I know it's kind of more of a warm look, but I do want, you can change the tones and the settings on these lights, but I would like kind of more light. So as you can see, it just makes it look a bit more natural. Melvin, he was such a good fighter, really so sad. It is really, particularly if it was like an argument that caused the plane to crash and they actually could have landed safely. Has that been out in is that in the news now, that was has anyone survived it? Do we know if anyone survived the crash, just to tell the story, really? Or is it still recovery? Okay, so that's what I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave the brows like that. So it is very natural, guys, matches the hair, that kind of thing. So you want it to look natural. It's made them look thicker because my brows, as I've gotten older, have sort of kind of thinned out. And I think that's because I went through a phase of when I was younger, just plucking them and waxing. And I think that's kind of why I want to always try and thicken them out a bit, but make sure I'm following the hairline as well. So what we're going to do now is just set everything like I said. I always set it before the eyeshadow. So let's just shape the setting. Melvin, it's the only thing that's on TV right now. They think they can't get the plane because of the terrain in the Amazon. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm definitely going to take a look at this. This is just so tragic. So we're just going to spray this all. Again, it's a mist, so it's not going to feel as heavy as a spray. We're just going to... Okay. That's just going to settle in, and we're going to have a look at those eyeshadows. So I'm just going to pop some things back. But how tragic is that, guys? Because did we just say earlier that he was in his 60s? Mike Tyson, was he in his 60s? I think so. We did say that earlier, didn't we? Really tragic. Sort of ironic if it's true that it was a fight that caused the flight to go down. The fact that he was a fighter himself. So this is the pigment base from Profusion, and it's their eyeshadow pigment base. It's really good. It's a myth, I think, guys, that you need primer as such. This is quite a good one. I found this a couple of years ago and I do use it, but when I haven't got it, I will say, guys, concealer does the exact same thing. I can feel my voice going. I'm definitely coming down with something, guys. So I'm just going to look in the mirror here and just pop it on. You can do it with your finger or a brush, but the warmth of your finger, I feel, just really helps. And although it looks really, really pale now, it does settle into the skin really well. You'll see that in a couple of minutes. And I bring it right up to the brow as well. You can get this in concealer color, but I like to get the white because it just kind of, you can really see where the color is and what you're doing. The remainder as well goes on the other side. It's so strong, you don't necessarily need to go in twice. But I would say, guys, if you're on here looking at this, but you're also looking for maybe skincare advice, before I suggest any product, I would just say cleanse and moisturize and exfoliate and drink a lot of water. Your skin's really going to appreciate it, and that's going to be your base, guys. That's going to be the best base you can possibly have. Because you're hydrating your skin with the water, you're cleaning everything off in the evening and the morning, and then you're kind of applying your moisturizer. So for that, guys, that is like your first really good base step before you put on any makeup, because your skin's really going to appreciate it. It really will. So that's the primer for the eyes. Again, it's Profusion and pigment base. You can get the kind of concealer color, but I like the white because you can see where everything's going. Sweet. That's like a primer. It's an eyeshadow primer from Profusion. I have big hoods on the top lids. I'm starting to get the same thing, Kate, and that's what I'm trying to kind of fix. I'm starting to get a little bit slighter kind of hooded eyes here, and I'm kind of trying to kind of change my makeup routine to fit that. So that's kind of why I'm going for the brighter colors and things like that. So it kind of accentuates the parts of the eyes where I want it to. Kira OG, heartbreaking news on the telly. Oh my goodness, we almost have the same surname. Kira OG, wow. I think we might have this, maybe not. Okay, so that's that. So as you can see, once you feel it to get sticky, you know it's starting to kind of really kind of set. So this is what we're looking at today, guys. Let's have a look. I should have brought water with me. It's getting quite hot. So let's have a look. This is what we're looking at today. Really, you could certainly get 3 or 4 color stories out of this. What we're going to do is go in with that really nice kind of pinky peachy tone, and we're going to use that kind of as a cut the crease with that with my e.l.f. Brush. Thank you for the love hearts. Lannis, hey, how are you today? I'm good, Lannis. Thank you. Sorry if I mispronounced your username. Thank you. My surname, Kira, is O'Gorman, so I don't know if you're the same. But when I saw your name, I was like, my goodness, Yeah, so I'm Kira O'Gorman, and your username is Kira OG. So I'm just wondering if you're O'Gorman too. And so what we're going to do again is I am going to pop on this color. So let's swatch it for you just so you can see what it looks like. Nice kind of bright peachy color. And we're going to go in with the e.l.f. shadow shadow brush, but it's like a fluffy brush. So it's definitely going to help with hooded eyes because it's going to come up and over the lid, which is what you want. So I'm going to just show you popping it on there. This is what it looks like. Tap off the excess. And I'm just going to look in the mirror. That's so crazy. That's my last name too. I've never met another Kira O'Gorman in my life. How crazy is that? Oh my goodness. It's crazy. Yes, that's just, I take it you're from Ireland as well. I don't think I've ever heard of an O'Gorman that's not from Ireland. Um, that's, how ironic is that, guys? What's the kind of odds that you would find somebody with your name on YouTube, your exact name? Our parents had good taste in first names. When I came to the UK, guys, first nobody could pronounce my name. They'd either call me, so my name pronunciation is Kira, but in the UK, people would either call me Sierra, Kyra. There was another Kyra. There was another one too that I can't remember. But they could never say Kira. So in the end, I had to start for them to be able to actually pronounce my name and get it right. I used to have to change the like the spelling so they could pronounce it. Kyra was a huge one, and Sierra. So it's just Kira with a C. It's spelled the Irish way, and I refuse to change it. But I used to have to say on job applications or things like that, they wouldn't get it right, pronounce it right. So I had to kind of change it to be very factual, like K-I-R-A, Kira, instead of C-I-A-R-A. I have just seen that. Yeah, I will. What I'll do is I'll report them now. So I've seen that Gibraltar. Okay. I need to, before I report them, I need to yeah, I'm gonna have to. I've just screenshot her so I can find her, and then what I'll do is, because yeah, that's weird. How weird is that if somebody does that? This is getting freaky, guys. Yesterday we had such a weird. I'm not even gonna go there, but we had such a weird life. Somebody is starting to kind of do that. Something is weird with the world. Yeah, I can see that, Gibraltar. I've reported it because I can do that straight away, and I screenshot it first. So I've reported them to YouTube. But how crazy is that? It comes up on the options. I can press it now, even though you don't see it. I can just press on it. So yeah, I've done that. Okay. Okay, I've just done it. So you might not be able to see them now, but I've just done that. How crazy is that? So that's been reported and removed, but God, why do people do these things? It's crazy. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like, and we didn't put a lot on, guys. But you can see the color payoff, and that's what I mean. I know there's smaller colors, but than the usual Too Faced palettes. But look at the color payoff you get there. I'm just going to. I think I need a moderator, guys. At this point, I was talking about it today, with Andrea. She's really good. She's on another channel. Makeup tutorials with Andrea, but I think I need a moderator at this point, because I can literally see she hasn't even screenshot a profile picture. She screenshot a picture of me on a live. How weird. This kind of gets freaky, guys, honestly. But yeah, I think I need a moderator. Yeah, for sure. I'll look into that. How strange. People must have no lives. Yeah, here comes Kieran O'Gorman. Yeah, okay, I don't believe, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that's who you are. I think you've probably just changed who you are. Yeah, I don't believe that. Okay, I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. Because what are the odds of me removing Akira OG and then suddenly a Kieran O'Gorman coming in? Um, so strange. Gibraltar, very weird behavior for sure. Yesterday, I don't know if you were on Gibraltar, but it got so unusual. It really and truly did. And for somebody to now start to copy my profile and screenshot pictures of me is starting to get really weird. I certainly need a moderator. I think that's just going to have to happen. Um, I'll check back on you. I don't like. Oh, okay. I don't see, this is the thing, guys. I don't want it to put other people off the channel, and that's what might happen is that, you know, people are coming in and being really ridiculous, and you know, and then it gets people feeling weird, and then they go off the live. Whereas before we were having quite a good conversation. So I don't know, guys. I've been on YouTube for 12 years, and I started to do lives, and that's when things started to, probably in the last two lives, so last night and tonight, have started to get a bit unusual. So we're going to go in now with the same color. I'm just going to deepen it a little bit. So I'm sorry about that, guys. It's not something that I would wish you guys to leave the live for, but I understand it's weird behavior. Okay, so I'm just strengthening that color up, guys. That's all I'm doing before we go in with the inner corners, and we are going to. So what I'm going to do is just, I don't feel like this person is genuine. Sorry, guys. If you know who I mean, it's the male version of my name. So, okay. So I had to just get rid of that person. His name was Kieran O'Gorman, and he literally came in 5 minutes after I removed the Kira OG. So people can kind of just create profiles super quick. So I just didn't want to take that chance because literally his surname was mine and it was just the male version of my name. So thank you guys for looking out for me with that, because I do appreciate you for that. I really do. So what I'm going to do now is go in with the second kind of deepest color here. This is, so if I let you know, they are named. So this one is Pure Real, which is what we went in with. And then we went in with this one we're about to go in with is Press Pause. So we're going to do that. But guys, you know, people that do that have no time to do other things in life. So, but a moderator, I think I'm going to have to look into, guys, because this is just odd. And it's kind of, you know, changed the focus of the live like it did last night. And I don't know what's going on. I really don't. It's such a shame that Kate left, because she actually said, like, this is making me feel weird, which I don't like, because that's making people that come into my lives that like to talk to me and feel strange, which is, it's making me feel that way, but at least I have the power to control it. But for someone else to not want to be in is quite annoying, because that's kind of my focus on lives. And like I always say, is to kind of interact with you guys. But she has been reported, the original Kira OG has been reported, and I have removed her obviously from this conversation too. So what I'm going to do now is go in with a clean fluffy brush, and we're going to blend that out and go in with a nice kind of glittery color on the inside. I'm learning to have a tough skin on this, guys. You know, yesterday, do take a look at yesterday's. You'll see on my longer form content that I did. I had to do a video last night just to kind of make people aware that I'm certainly a channel that everyone is welcome to, but there is a limit, I think, that people need to kind of stick to respectfully, you know. So I can see a little bit of that has just gone under, so we're just going to probably take maybe one of my sponges and just go here, and just, that's it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go in with this color here, and this is it's called Stuffed, this one right here. It's more of a glitter, and that's what it looks like, and we're going to go into the inner corners with that. But yeah, guys, I don't like when that happens, because it just changes the focus of the of the live, which is not the point of the live. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me know if you can still comment because Gibraltar, I had a little plant channel. I never went live, but I got so many weird people on there. I stopped and deleted it. I'm too sensitive to deal with trolls. I think I am too. I definitely need a moderator, guys, because have a look at the comment. I'm not even going to show you. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of reading it out. But just have a look, Gibraltar, at the comment after you, because it's getting really crazy. I'm not even one of the influencers that are like huge, if you know what I mean, like has a massive following. So I'm like you, having that sensitivity needs to change. But then why do you want to change yourself for people that are just being idiots? So that's the this color here that I've popped on top as well, and this is Embarrassed, it's called, probably because it's red. So I'm just gonna okay, so you can see, guys, it's super summery, but if you look at these reds and you're thinking I'm more of a bronze person, do take a look at the palette, because look at those kind of light browns. You certainly have a gold here, and here there's a medium kind of mauvey tone. You've got your browns and your clear kind of primer color here too, and then you've got your medium brown. So you certainly, this part of the palette we're focusing on today, which you can see is super bright, super red, and then you've got this side as well, which is kind of more of the kind of bronzy brown look. So for the outer corner, that's the final kind of color I'm going to put on. We're going to go in with, this is called Sharing is Caring, this one right here. And we're going to put that with my fingers again on the outside. And you can see it's a little bit deeper, but it's going to kind of lift everything up. There will be pictures as well in the sorry guys, I'm just trying to maybe try and connect with people in a more positive way next time. Okay. I thought I was being quite positive. I generally hope that people see that I'm coming across as positive. Okay, so that's kind of the look, guys. Super kind of glittery. And you've got that kind of glitter on the inside, but then you've got the deeper red here, and it's kind of going in the direction where it's lifting the eye. And that's what I mean about, that's kind of what I mean about kind of when you have kind of, I find when I've got darker eyes, that kind of lifting that with a brighter color really does kind of help the whole look. Oh, Gibraltar, I'm talking to the troll. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look here. Okay. So what we're going to do is curl the lashes, and this lash curler, because I've lost the other one, I don't know where it is, but this is actually from my makeup training days. So this is the it's the MAC makeup, or I don't be sorry, Gibraltar, that's absolutely fine. It's the eyelash curler, and it has a little cushion. And I think if you're a longer form longer form, I'm getting tired now. If you're a longer viewer of mine, you'll know that I really do love using the lash curler before the mascara at the end. So that's what we're going to do. Before that though, guys, I've just reminded myself, let's set everything one more time. Let me give this a shake. This is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, Shockingly Fine Mist Major Makeup Grip. So we're going to do that. And then we're just going to spray it around the face. I do feel like I want to bring that red up a little bit more on this side. Thank you, Grey Wolf. But lives have a funny way of going, don't they? And it's only most recently that they seem to go, they're going in a different direction. And again, like you say, you can't control life, you can't control things, but certainly has an unusual, leaves you with a different kind of feeling after the live. You know, what's the message you have put across to people? And do they feel kind of comfortable looking at your live because of other people's comments? So it all goes around in my head afterwards, you know, and I certainly don't want people to think that they're not welcome here. But guys, somebody copying my photo is just a bit weird. So that does obviously make me feel a little bit strange. I'm putting it on their own profile, but again, it has been reported. So I can't pronounce your name, but good evening. I think I recognize your face and your profile picture. So thank you for joining. We're just coming to the end. So what I'm going to do is I said I'd spray the face one more time with the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, and then we're going to go in with our mascara, which is going to be Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. And what I'm going to do is just get my lip oil, so there won't be any lipstick today. I'm going through a lip oil phase, guys. I don't know why. So this is the Revolution, and it's the Pouching Hydrating Lip Oil. But I do want to say, guys, for the people that are here, I absolutely love chatting to you guys. You know, you're always welcome to the channel. Like, you know, we had so many different conversations today, and that's kind of my enjoyment out of the live, because you get to know me. Then if you look at the channel, you get to know me a bit more, because I do mental health as well. I really makes me feel kind of nervous to wonder if it's the best kind of way for the channel to go. But then I think to myself, lives are really good, because like the majority of the time they go really well. But if you followed last night and tonight, it does go a little bit, sometimes can go wrong. But I certainly think I need a moderator if I'm going to continue for that reason. So this is just the Revolution Beauty London Pout Lip Oil Hydrating. Gibraltar, you're very brave, and I really enjoy your live. I enjoy talking to you, and I enjoy talking to, you know, Jennifer. I enjoy talking to all of you who are genuinely here for the good reasons, and that's why I'm here. I'm here, you know, to try to spread, you know, positivity in makeup. And I know I have a lot of people that come on and sometimes say, "Why are you doing makeup?" and that could be for their own reasons. But I think everybody, male or female, has the right to kind of feel positive about themselves. This is a hobby of mine. I did training in it. I don't do it anymore, but everybody has different hobbies, you know, so this is just something that I like to do. So what we're going to do is curl the lashes and then put on the, I think I did the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. It is quite small, but this is the only biggest one they had. I got this on Sephora. I can see the eyeshadow on my fingers now. Okay, we're coming to the end. I'm just going to curl the lashes. So where did I put that curler? Here, I'm going to use a small mirror, just look down. And we're just going to curl them. I always say lash curlers do 50% of the work that mascara does. I really believe that. It kind of does that. See if you see that, guys. Look at that's done in comparison to the other side. But yeah, I do hope that nobody else starts to copy my pictures and things like that, because that does start to sort of worry me a little bit if somebody's screenshotting me on their phone. That's the only thing I can think of how they did that, is they must have screenshot my photo and then just created a quick profile channel really quickly. But again, they've been reported, so okay. So we're just going to look down and pop that. I always say looking down in a smaller mirror really does give you a little bit more control. And then when you look up, you can just see, maybe fix little bits and pieces. But yeah, I do feel that that's the best way. So Hella Thick Mascara from Rihanna and from Fenty Beauty. And you can see this is probably 2 coats at this point. I'm still kind of testing it out whether I would trust it on the lower lashes. I'm very, very careful about what I put on my lower lashes. So this is waterproof, I will say that as well. Thank you guys for sticking with me though through the video and the live. Again, the lives are actually something that was requested by subscribers, so that's what kind of got me into it. So, you know, I will continue. I think you have to kind of develop a hard skin, I think. We're used to trying to stick up for ourselves in life, but when you have somebody that you don't know that comes on and does these things, it does kind of take you by surprise, particularly if you're fairly new to lives. I know there's influencers out there that are huge, and to them it probably doesn't even get, they don't even, it doesn't affect them because their moderators stop it as soon as they see it. So I think I'll probably need a moderator. Yeah, so that's something I'll look into, because you certainly don't want it to, like, you know, have people leave the live either because they're getting worried. So, but let's move on, guys, because we don't want that to be the focus. Siba, where are you from? I'm from Ireland, Dublin in Ireland. So that's kind of 4 or 5 coats, guys. You can see, I feel, and some people don't like the feel of eyelash curlers. I understand that. I actually have an allergic reaction to false lashes, so I'm always on the lookout for a really good waterproof mascara, and this is really good. This is the Rihanna Fenty Beauty Hella Thick mascara in black, but it comes in brown too. I think if you're more fair, kind of colored hair, like red or blonde, or even mousy brown, I think the brown would really suit you. So that's kind of this kind of comparison. I'm going to do the lash curler on the other side. I should have brought my water. I'm really warm. It's the lash curler on the other side. But we shall keep going, guys. You know, I think a moderator is probably the best thing for the channel now that I'm starting to get different kinds of reactions. But I do, like I said, Gibraltar, love talking to everybody. Really happy that you're here. And we'll just kind of probably follow some steps for the channel to make it a bit safer for everybody. So this is just towards the end of the live now, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is quite sad about Mike Tyson. That's something new that none of us we all found out almost together. But, you know, and then you've got Hulk Hogan and things. So they do say things come in threes, but we're all kind of probably of the generation where, I think anyway, where these people were kind of our childhood. So I'm just popping that on the other eye. This is the, again, Hella Thick mascara from Fenty Beauty. Again, do take a look at the channel. If this is your first time on the stream, I always just say that just before I go, so you can see the other content that I do. I'm always happy to chat to people. I always say that too. We have a lot of interesting conversations, which is a lot of the reason people come on streams, really, is to kind of see what they're interested in. So that's another 5 coats of that too. So guys, you could certainly get this. I think this was £11 on Cult Beauty, which is quite good for Fenty Beauty. But the thick mascara, I think if you don't, even if you don't like the process of false lashes, you know, the glue, everything like that, letting it dry. I mean, this is amazing, guys. And I think they do a smaller version. So this is £11. Her bigger version, I think, is 28. So the reason I got the smaller one wasn't just financially, it was to see if I like it and to see if it works. And I've really found it amazing. I still haven't tried it, and I might try it all for live on the lower lashes. Just, I think lower lashes, it's so different, isn't it? You have to be so careful. But, you know, this is about my 6th or 7th time using it on lives, but then obviously I have used it outside too. But I'm just coming a little bit closer so that you can see this is about 5 on each side. And I might just do one more here, do the photos shortly for you guys. My Instagram and TikTok are below. TikTok I'm relatively new to, but my Instagram is on my profile as well. So that's it, guys. I do think it really kind of complements what I was going to say is the lash curler complements any mascara, because I do feel if you can kind of, I know some people don't like the feeling of an lash curler, but it does, I would say, 50% of the work, because it's curling the lash, it's keeping it in that position so that when the mascara comes on, it just kind of opens everything up. So personally, I think I always use a lash curler. But I think that's kind of the end of the look, guys. I always put the spray on before. I don't spray mascara afterwards in terms of a setting spray. So we've got our setting spray on already. I've popped on some lip gloss instead of a lip color. You could always pop on like a pink or something like that if you wanted to. But this is kind of the end of the live, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on. The next live is Wednesday at 8:30 UK time this Monday. So I hope everyone has had a really good start to their week. Again, thank you so much for everybody for joining tonight. And I'll see you again on Wednesday. Posts will be in the pictures will be in the post section, and they will also be on my Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for watching tonight, guys. Thank you to everybody, and I really do appreciate all of you who are genuine here. And I'm always here, guys, as well. So thank you, guys. I'll see you guys very soon, Wednesday, 8:30 UK time. Thank you, Gibraltar. You take care too, and I'll see you all very soon.